is more of a veteran now, one of the returning players. How was your first day of your second spring at UCF?
It was fun. We had a fun day today. A lot of guys stood out today. My guy Josh Derry stood out. Waden stood out today. Just being detailed. I say the freshmen stood out today. Kayla made good catches today. Dede made good catches today. I think the room did pretty good being detailed. It was a lot of fun today.
How did you use the offseason to develop chemistry with all of the new quarterbacks?
Man, we always in here. We always in the indoor. That's the biggest thing, is to just keep getting the reps. Repetition counts. Repetition matters. The experience with the quarterbacks just builds the chemistry.
How does that feel? Are you feeling more comfortable?
It feels great. It feels great, honestly. I mean, having an entire new QB room, you would think that you'd be kind of scared going into your last year, or just as any receiver being scared, but no, it feels amazing. I think all the quarterbacks are feeling great right now.
Alonzo's a guy who comes
Duane,
in with
take
a lot.
step up. There you go.
Alonzo's a guy who comes in with a lot of experience. Went to the college football playoff last year. What's that relationship been like for you with him, developing a guy who's been around the block, I guess?
It's amazing. I would say he's an experienced guy. He made a lot of plays, great throws last year. He's played the best of the best. So it's just learning from him and see what he knows and see what he has, and just watching his game. It's kind of inspiring. You know what I'm saying? I'm just ready for the season to play with him. Because like I say, learning from him, just being around him. He's a happy guy all the time. Like I said, really experienced, real fun guy to be around. So yeah.
Wayne, what about you now? Coming last season, entirely new roster, but you led the team on receiving guards. So do you feel like you're stepping into a leadership role? How does this year feel different for you?
I have to. I feel like I have to step into a leadership role. As a senior, I used to be a guy who used to stand back and just let everybody do them. But now I feel like I gotta be a lot more vocal. Leading, I really not worried about last year. Last year was last year. Personally, I think it wasn't as best as I can be. That's why I think being a leader would help me as well, because even though I could get on them, I encourage them. They could get on me. They could say, "Hey, you can run this better. Hey, you can have a better release." So I think that's the biggest thing we're improving on as a room. Personally, obviously, I think it's just being a leader. That's the biggest thing.
Talk about being a leader, Duane. What is your leadership style, would you say? How would you kind of define how you approach that?
Like I said, in the past, I used to be like more of a sit back and just kind of lead by example. Now I have to be a lot more vocal. I got guys who transferring in don't really know the system like that, and I got guys who just get into college. This is their first spring day. Got to be a lot more vocal. So that's the biggest.
What
thing.
are you working on to improve in this offense?
In the offense?
Yeah, what are you working on to
just be more detailed. I think last year I rushed a lot of routes. I was kind of an underneath guy, but I think I'm working on just being a lot more detailed. Secondary releases, getting over the top, reading defenses. Yeah.
What did you notice that's different from this camp compared to the last one that you spent here?
The energy. I would say the energy completely. The entire team is not like a combative energy, like everybody's butting heads and we all competing, but I think it's a good energy in the room and the team.
How different is it knowing that this is your team? Nobody's going to come and go when spring's over. This is the group that you're going to go into the fall with.
That's amazing. It's an amazing feeling because you know who you have. You know what you have. And you know who you can build around and who you build with. That's the biggest thing is experience. Keep building chemistry with the same guys instead of new guys coming in. You could keep building chemistry with the guys and get better every day.
Talk about your thought process when it came to deciding to come back. I mean, a lot of guys could take opportunities to go elsewhere. Kind of what was that process in your mind about deciding to stay?
UCF home. It's been home. Like I spoke last year and I said it was kind of a full circle moment for me. Like I used to come here and play 7-ons, and the bounce house used to be pool play. There used to be playoff games and championship inside the bounce house. So once I got my opportunity to come to UCF, it was a no-brainer. So I mean, it is no leaving at all.
How much has your relationship with Coach Frost grown now that you guys are both in your second year, had a full offseason together?
That's my dog. I ain't gonna lie, that's my dog. Man, Coach Frost, cool guy, man. He's a real player coach. But I think he's always gonna be on me, and that's the biggest thing. He wants the best for everybody, and I love that from Coach Frost, and I appreciate it.
Duane, what's it been like taking over the UCF Fastcast from Miles and Jaden with Waden, and having that little dynamic with him, one of the underclassmen, and then has that helped you kind of in your journey to be more vocal?
Yes, I will say I wasn't a big camera guy. I had to step up here last year a couple times, so I really had to build that. But Fastcast has been pretty fun. Wade, that's my guy. We both from down south, so if the chemistry's there, it's a no-brainer being with him. But yeah, the podcast has been pretty fun. It's been helping me stand in front of these cameras and speak and be more vocal, and I get to go talk to those guys and have confidence out there.
On that note, Wade and Charles coming back for a second season. What do you expect to see out of him? How's his growth looking like?
I would say Wade is one of the most hard-working, not even just receiver, but people in the building. He's in here 7 o'clock, 6:30 every morning watching film, and from an older guy, I'm telling you, that's pretty hard to do. Works, in the weight room is just insanely strong. I just see him being a lot more smart, being a lot more detailed in his routes. I think he's going to do an amazing job this year.
A big step up.
Yeah, a huge step up from last year.
There's also a lot of newcomers in that wide receiver room, a lot of transfers. Who else is kind of standing out?
Like I said, JD. I love JD, man. That's my guy. He's another older guy. He made a lot of plays today. You got Bibbs, Jonathan Bibbs, really good playmaker from ULM that transferred. You got my dog, my freshman. Is he back there? That's my dog right there. Ty right there. He gonna make a lot of plays, man. He just came in, but he a really good player, really smart. Got to learn the system pretty quick, so he gonna make a lot of plays this year too. Gonna make some noise.
Sorry, Scott talked a little bit about developing chemistry. You know, how you guys stand in front of the room and talk about, maybe introduce themselves and do something. What has it been like for you to see some of these newer guys talk about their stories and some of the things they've shared with you?
It's always interesting learning everybody's story, and you get to speak to them like one-on-one and understand a little bit more in depth. When they step up there, it's more of a confidence thing. Coach wanted them to just be confident, say their name, say where they're from, major, and do something fun. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting just seeing where everybody comes from. Everybody got a different background. Everybody got a different origin story of how they got to UCF, and I think that's beautiful. So
does that help with you guys building your confidence?
Yeah, because now you get to say a guy's name. When we first get here, you don't know everybody's name, but once they go up there, they say their name and where they from. You be like, hey, give them a nickname or something like that. So it's always cool and interesting to see everybody and learn from them.
How are you seeing the culture build year over year?
I would say it's a lot more team chemistry. Last year, I don't think we built a team last year. I think it was okay. I think it was pretty average, but I think this year the chemistry is a lot better. Just seeing everybody smiles, you know what I'm saying? Nobody head down, frowning. Everybody want to be better. Everybody want to build each other. I think that's what the chemistry is right now.
Team's goal is to win the Big 12 this year. When you look around the room and look at the practice today, what makes you confident that you can make that goal a reality?
We're going to improve every day. That's the biggest thing. We 1% every day. We getting better every day. Like I said, we're going to keep building with each other. We're going to keep building the chemistry with the quarterbacks, with the receivers, tight ends, with the defense. We're going to keep building each other, learning from each other, and we're going to keep improving. That's how you get better. That's how you win.
I know Alonzo's brought in to be the starting quarterback. I know he's going to be limited for the first part of spring at least. What are you seeing from the other guys, from the other quarterbacks, that are number one right now and will be eventually competing for the backup job?
Everybody's accurate right now. That's the biggest thing. Like I said, we built a lot of chemistry in this building that we're in right now. And everybody's been pretty accurate. Everybody's just been really detail-oriented. I think that's the biggest thing, stepping into day one, and we just got to keep building on.
All right, thanks, Speedy. Appreciate it.